Okay, this is Carnival Cruise tip number 24. This is mainly for people who do not have the Cheers package. Milk, chocolate milk, and regular milk, as well as juice, are only available in the morning time for free. What I typically do, especially when I'm cruising with my kids, is I will call room service, which is still free for breakfast, and I'll order several chocolate milks and I'll order an apple juice. And then I put them in the refrigerator for later in the day in case my child or myself wants a juice or a milk even. Sometimes it will also go down to the Lido buffet in the morning and I'll fill up my tumbler with some apple juice or the guava juice that they have up there. And then I'll also put that in the refrigerator for later. So definitely keep this in mind. The only free drinks that's available throughout the whole day on Carnival Cruise Lines is water, not bottled water, just regular water, lemonade, iced tea, and coffee, as well as hot chocolate and then regular hot tea. So anything else you do need to pay for, which is the reason why during breakfast time when they do have the milk and the juices, I kind of set some aside for later on throughout the day or even the next day. So this tip is going to be about room service. Probably about a year ago, room service used to leave you these door hangers that you could fill out and leave outside of your door, and then in the morning they would bring you your room service. You didn't have to call, you didn't have to do anything as long as you left these door hangers out. I'm going to show you a picture of that right now. So this is what the door hanger looked like. You can see all of your options on there. So they no longer offer these, sadly. I think they were great. But now instead what you can do, and a lot of people don't know that you can do this, you can still call the night before and tell them what you want and then the time that you want it delivered, and then they will do that. You do not necessarily have to wait until morning to call and order and then wait. You can still call the night before even though there are no more room hangers. So another tip of mine is to go on Amazon and purchase something called a water hammock. And it folds up really small. You just blow up the top and the bottom. And this is excellent for ports that you're going to go to where you just kind of want to float in the ocean. For instance, Half Moon Cay, Grand Turk, Princess Cay, anything like that where it's just a beach day for you. These are excellent to get because if you rent a float at the port, they can cost up to $20, whereas these you can save them and use them every time you go cruising, and most of the times they're under $10. Another thing you want to make sure that you're doing is bringing a lanyard or a bracelet that holds a sail and sign card. And the reason you need something like this is because for Carnival, they give you a card. It almost looks like a credit card, debit card, something like that. But you use this card for literally anything, to get a drink, to buy anything at the fun shops. It's linked to whatever money you put on your account. You also need it to open up your cabin door. So a lot of people buy these lanyards and they put their card on the end of the lanyard. That way they can just carry it around with them at all times. I started making bracelets because I wanted to get away from lanyards for a little bit, and they work great too. But either way, just make sure you're grabbing something like that to put your sail and sign card on. So if you're ever on a Carnival cruise and you need to take money out of the ATM, say you need money to go to one of the ports, or for whatever reason that you need money, instead of taking it out at the ATM, which charges you a $9 fee on most ships, instead try doing it through a slot machine in the casino. When you checked in, it asked you if you wanted to make a cash account or a credit account. If you did a credit account, then you can just put your sail and sign card into the slot machine. You add however much cash that you need. It will take it from your credit card onto the slot machine. Then you pull your card out, go to the casino cashier, and then you just got your cash without a fee. And if you put cash onto your sail and sign card and use the cash account, it obviously works the same way. It just deducts the cash that you had on your sail and sign card. So, if you've been cruising for a while, you probably heard of something called cruising ducks. And what it is it started from a little girl. Her name was Abby in 2015. And she went on the cruise line and decided to hide little rubber ducks all over the ship with a tag attached, which I believe said her name and the ship and the date. And she thought it was so fun to see other people finding these ducks that she hid. And from there, it just kind of took off. And now so many people do it. However, a lot of people don't know to do this. You can walk around the ship, search high and low, and try to find ducks, and it's a really nice memory keepsake. It's also something really fun to do with your little kids, a little free activity. You can go duck hunting and just walk around the cruise ship and look all over the place and try to find little ducks for your little ones. And let me tell you, they get so excited when they find their first duck. It is so cute. Even at 10 years old, which is what my oldest daughter is, she just really thought it was awesome. So yeah, I mean, next time you go cruising, bring some ducks with you, put some tags on them. You can look on Amazon for them. And if you don't want to hide your own, then go ahead and search for some for yourself. Another pretty common cruising tip that most people do know about, but I'm just going to share anyway, is that if you do not like candy straws, make sure you bring your own straw. There are so many that you can purchase from Amazon and they can clip right to your lanyard. They're usually metal straws and they collapse, and they also come with a cleaner, so obviously, you can keep it sanitized. But these are a great option if you really don't like those candy straws. Here's a funny tip for you guys, but it's really realistic, especially for the women who cruise. I know when I first started cruising, I wanted to get one of those really big, beach hats that like came all the way out to here. And I got one, and little did I know Lido Deck was going to be so windy that I lost my hat. And that happened to a lot of people, and it obviously made me wonder why I don't see a lot of people wearing those hats. So if you do want a hat, which I highly suggest, especially if you're going to Mexico or the Caribbean, to just get a regular baseball hat that you can put your ponytail in the back or whatnot. Those are the better option. You want something that's not going to fly away. So this cruising tip is going to be about the main dining room in Carnival. When you go to the main dining room, you can get unlimited amount of appetizers off of the menu. So if you see 3 appetizers that you really want to try, you can do that for free. And you can also get numerous desserts. If you like 2 of the desserts that are on the menu, go ahead and do that. However, there is a limit when it comes to the entrees. Your first 2 entrees are free, and then the third one costs $5. And I think they mainly did this because on lobster night, people would order like 4 or 5 lobsters, and they said, you know what, let's put a limit on this. I still think 2 entrees is definitely decent, but just know if you do want a third one, it's going to cost you $5. So this tip necessarily isn't about cruising, but it's about travel. I want to share a suggestion on the cheapest way to get to the cruise port, and that is by train. You have several options, obviously. You can drive, you can take public transportation, you can fly, but my favorite is to take the train. I'm talking about Amtrak specifically. And where I live, which is Pennsylvania, I can take Amtrak all the way down to Miami. It's normally about $175. Taking it from PA to New York, I just got a ticket for $13. It is a very cheap way to travel, and it's low stress. There's no crazy lines. You can take carry-on bags with you for free, personal bags for free. There is a dining car, which isn't that great, but if you're hungry, it's there. I love traveling by train. It is a really, really easy way to travel to get to cruise ports if you have one near you. So today I took Amtrak from Philadelphia to Virginia because I'm getting on the Carnival Magic tomorrow. This is my second time taking the train to get to a cruise port, and it is by far my favorite way of transportation because it is so easy and comfortable. There is a cafe car that sells food and coffee, and I did get a coffee, which was $3, but I did not try the food. And as you see here, Amira is showing off the bathrooms on the train. It was also freezing, so bring a blanket. One of my favorite parts of traveling by train to get to cruise ports is the scenery. Nothing is more beautiful than this. And you can just sit back, relax, and check out everything. When cruising Carnival, make sure you know what your VIFP status is. First time cruisers are blue card, second time cruisers are red card, and that's when your perks kind of start kicking in. When you are red card, you're entitled to a free large bottle of water. It's 1.5 liters of water. A lot of people don't know this and think that they can't get the water till they're gold, which is the next level, but it's actually red. I'm going to show a little screenshot of the perks so you guys can look them over yourself, but make sure you're getting everything for free that you can get. The most important cruising tip I can share with you guys, especially if you have not cruised before, is do not take everybody's opinions to heart when it comes to cruising. A lot of people just like to complain, right? They like to say this was bad and that was bad and they had a horrible time and the food was terrible and there was no entertainment, and the list goes on and on and on, right? But there are also so many people who think cruising is the best thing in the world. You have to kind of take bits and pieces from what everybody says and form your own opinion. Do not let anybody's bad opinion, really stick with you and make you nervous to go cruising or make you nervous about trying a new ship or anything like that. Just like how everybody likes different foods, they like different clothes. It's the same thing when it comes to cruising, vacationing, travel, anything like that. So just take everything with a grain of salt.